Hey guys, Buoyancy here, and today I am bringing you another interesting video. It's quite a polarizing topic, and I have to say, out of all the craziest things I've seen in this fandom, this sort of takes the cake. It's an article by Heat Street. It's called, Of Course There Are Nazi Furries, and They Love Trump. So, getting into it, it says, it becomes inevitable at a certain point that a subculture will fracture, of course, especially at a time when election becomes so polarizing that neighbors won't talk to neighbors, families split apart, and Chelsea won't talk to Ivanka. That's this little entrance skit. Um, take the phrase for example. An old and proud subculture of people who dress up in anthropomorphic animal costumes, have sex with each other in the costumes. So far, I'm getting the basis that this article is very. It seems like something I'd read off The Onion, but going on. They're seeing the rise of a far right wing nationalist faction. The alt furries, like the alt right, flirt with Nazi ideology, subscribe to a new anti-globalist brand of conservatism. They absolutely love Donald Trump. They love Donald Trump. Going on reading this article, there's a few more interesting things, especially some artwork drawn. Um, and here we see a very charming Twitter post saying, I'd like to see some fucking Dindu try to come at us during the race war. Dias Volt. That's a group of fursuiters behind a machine gun. I'd have to say this is sort of. I bet these people aren't really that serious about it. Is what I've really drawn to a conclusion about this. I mean, really, Nazi furries, and yet they're furries and they're Nazis. I don't know. It just doesn't really connect in my mind. It's two completely opposite things, and for some reason that makes sense to some people. I mean, a whole bunch of confusing stuff makes sense to a whole bunch of confusing stuff makes sense to a bunch of people, and sometimes you just have to come to accept it. But I think just like Nazi furries, how can you accept that? I understand because, of course, in this article, I read it beforehand, and it says that there is a rising number of SJW-minded folks in the furry fandom, and with one side there has to be an opposite. It's like yin and yang, really. And when there's a very extremely left, there's also a very extremely right. Both of them can't really be taken seriously, and this is again another example of why shit like this can't really be taken seriously. I'm sure if a fad like this wasn't happening, they wouldn't even give two shits about what race you are, or even then. I was talking to this Nazi furry this one day, and he said that he hated black people. He hated everyone except white people, and he had a boyfriend. And I'm pretty sure Nazis back then, they weren't really that they weren't too keen on homosexuality. They weren't too they didn't like homosexuality. Um, they thought of homosexuality as sort of a degenerate thing, and he had a boyfriend. So I found that sort of ironic. That he would associate himself with this Nazi furry subculture of a subculture. Going on, there's also this there's this erotica called the Third Reich, um, and the cover art is very interesting. It's of a Nazi German soldier in front of a nude female snow leopard persona. I don't know, man. Shit's freaky. It is really freaky. I don't think these people are serious about it. It's just like one of those things, like just trying to get attention, I guess. I mean, especially since the entire world is split on political things, and there are many people who are sort of polarized on the topic of the new elections that are coming up in November, where you have a rise in both extremely left and right. Maybe they wouldn't be around if the SJWs weren't sort of more intelligent, because the SJW sort of like feed attention because everyone wants attention nowadays. It's all about it's all about getting more and more attention, and really I think that Nazi furries are around just for attention's sake. No matter what race, I'm pretty sure they'd be practically tolerable with that normally, and they're probably just going to they're acting on which a character, a political character, also their personas, and they take their political character and their personas, and for some reason they're equalized. Other than that, it's sort of weird, and it also dabbles into bronies, which haven't really been, in my opinion, relevant since 2012. The fur, right? That's pretty. For a Nazi furry who's obviously not that intelligent. I'd have to say that that is a very clever title. The Third Reich is lovely. It's also art. There's a bunch of people, of course, with Make America Great Again hats. I'm not sure if Donald Trump himself would really just be like, heck yeah, you guys are, or their idol Donald Trump would be like, heck yeah, Nazi furries are great. I'm not sure that he would really support those types of people, but heck, even Kim Jong-un supports Donald Trump, and I'm not sure Donald Trump would be 100% for Kim Jong-un, but it's a whole bunch of craziness, and as I said before, it's just the whole polarizing political thing is just going down right now, and especially since it's in heat, and it's around 3 months until the general election happens, and we choose the next president. I don't really, because I myself am, I consider myself an alt-right type of person. I'm not too much of a leftist so far, as the rest of my family is. I do enjoy firearms, and I believe, or I think of myself as a more, slightly more conservative thinking person, but I just think this is a bunch of, it's a bunch of bullshit, really, and they're just doing it for attention, you know, but yeah, there's also a bunch of Tumblr furries, which I don't really, you know, they're all like, oh yeah, check your privilege, white privilege, all this stuff, and it's really disgusting. It's really disgusting. So it's like a rock and a hard place with a extremely heavy demographics. No, you can't win, really, with these people. That's life in general. I mean, life is unfair and you can't really have anything perfect. But anyhow, this video is getting too long, so if you have any opinions about this, please feel free to share it in the comment section below, and of course I will read all comments. Thanks, and good night. Hey guys, sorry about the little jump cut I made here. I just thought about this when I'm editing the video, but we just hit 130 followers on Twitter, so thank you very much for that. I am thankful for every single follower that I get. Make sure to, also, if you haven't followed my Twitter, it is down below in the description box. I will also be uploading videos on a weekly basis instead of just having a unprepared schedule. I'm thinking about maybe Fridays, because I usually work on a video during the weekday, or maybe bi-weekly, maybe 2 times a day. Not bi-weekly, bi-weekly is too long of a time, so every 2 days or so. Or not every 2 days. Ah, fuck. But, video. It's pretty late, so I will see you all on the flip side, and I hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, whatever. Peace.